organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Tonight on Daily Iowan TV, Republicans dominated Iowa in the midterm elections. We'll tell you what these results mean next.
And in Spotlight Wednesday, see how one fitness buff is changing the meaning of bodybuilding.
And in sports, we see what it takes to turn around a program in our weekly What It Takes segment.
Daily Iowan TV starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Hannah Thompson.
And I'm Anna Theodosis.
Last night, the 2014 midterm elections turned into a Republican sweep across the nation.
Governor Branstad pulled off a landslide win against opponent Jack Hatch with 59% of the votes. Branstad has now made history as the longest-serving governor in the country. This next term will be his 6th in office.
After a heated race for the Iowa U.S. Senate seat, Joni Ernst defeated Representative Bruce Braley with 52% of the votes. Ernst is the first woman to be elected to Congress in Iowa.
As the results came in, the Republican watch party at the West Des Moines Marriott Hotel was full of happy supporters. Ernst gave her own winning speech after Branstad gave his to the crowd.
Working together, that's the America that we are going to build.
Now that Republicans hold the majority in the United States Senate, Republican Senator Chuck Grassley says he is excited to get to work.
The Senate is not doing anything now, and the Senate will start to function.
Ernst will take retiring Democratic Senator Tom Harkin's seat.
The Republican Watch Party wasn't the only party in Des Moines last night. People poured into the Hotel Fort Des Moines for the Democratic Watch Party also. But after learning about the multiple Democratic losses, many people left around 11:15 disappointed. A little after the Senate race results came in, Braley took the stage for his concession speech.
That's why I called Joni Ernst to congratulate her on winning this race and wish her the best, because Iowans know that the only way forward is by having optimism in the future. Thank you all for being here tonight.
I feel like we had a lot of great candidates in Iowa and around the nation who lost tonight. And it's sad to me because I think they would have been great representatives, great senators, served the nation
In the second
well.
congressional district race, Marionette Miller Meeks was unsuccessful in defeating incumbent Representative Dave Loebsack. Polling results showed the Democratic Loebsack won 53% of the vote. He will serve his 5th term in office.
And now we have Daily Iowan ethic and politics reporter Quentin Mashek standing by to explain what all these results mean. Quentin?
Ernst's win Tuesday secured the Republican majority in the Senate, joining Colorado, Montana, South Dakota, Arkansas, and West Virginia. While it's unclear as to what issues and legislation she'll tackle first, the fact that she's aligned herself with major party leaders like Rand Paul and John McCain will surely help her. In Iowa's capital, under Governor Terry Branstad, Iowa's bipartisan legislature will continue for at least another 2 years. Democrats will keep their slim majority in the Senate, and Republicans will maintain their control in the House. With this, don't expect major changes to come in the balance of power. When lawmakers return to the Capitol in January, the 100-seat House will see 43 Democrats and 57 Republicans. Tuesday's election brought 4 more seats for the GOP. Meanwhile, the 50-seat Senate will see a closer split, 26 Democrats and 24 Republicans, the same exact split that has occurred over the past 4 years. One issue that could see some more traction next year is medical marijuana. Lawmakers from both sides of the aisle have advocated for the legalization. A bipartisan committee last met in September and concluded that Iowa should join a growing list of states where medical marijuana can be grown and shipped. New polls in Washington, D.C. and Oregon also show the support of legalization of medical marijuana. That's all I have for now. Anna and Hannah, back to you at the desk.
Even after a 3rd attempt, the Johnson County courthouse referendum did not pass. If passed, the county would have moved forward with a proposed $33.4 million expansion to the courthouse. In order to pass, a 60% supermajority needed to be reached. The proposed expansion nearly met that majority, with just under 57% of the voters saying yes. County Board of Supervisor Janelle Reddig said there will be no choice but to put it on the ballot again.
Since last night wrapped up with the midterm elections, poll results are still coming in. Daily Iowan TV's Cole Johnson standing by in the newsroom to fill us in on who went out to vote. Cole?
Thanks, guys. Last night there was about 52,000 votes cast out of a total of about 89,000 registered voters. Due to the lack of votes cast during the early election period, I decided to catch up with some University of Iowa students to see whether or not they took the chance to vote. And did you get a chance to go out and vote?
I did not have a chance to go out and vote.
No, I didn't. I did.
What do you think the importance is for college students to go out and vote, and why do you think their voices need to be heard in these types of elections?
Well, college students are pretty much the future.
To take advantage of their right to vote so that they can put it in practice.
We are an untapped demographic as far as voting population.
After the polls closed last night, it was discovered that only 58.5% of all registered voters participated in the election. There were several polling locations around campus to make it easier for students to cast their vote. The Johnson County Auditor's Office hopes that making these polling areas more accessible to everyone will create an increase in the voting.
Overall, there was a slight increase in votes compared to the 2010 midterm election. We will see if this trend continues in 4 years with the next midterm election. In the newsroom, Cole Johnson, Daily Iowan TV.
Still to come on Daily Iowan TV, see how one woman's passion for bodybuilding is taking a new meaning.
And get caught up on all the latest news coming up in sports. Today the weather was really beautiful, and then I got soaked coming to the studio, Anna.
I saw you come in and your hair looked a little bit wet. I luckily avoided that. But now let's toss it over to Abby Meyer in the weather studio.
Well, guys, it looks like the comfortable weather won't stick around into the weekend, with the exception of tonight. We won't see many showers ahead, but clouds will cover the skies. The warmer weather will come to a stop tomorrow morning, with temperatures starting in the upper 30s. By the afternoon, it will warm up to the mid-40s, but dark clouds will stick around again for most of the day, bringing in a really cold breeze. By tomorrow night, we will see temperatures dip down into low 40s. The sun may peek out for a few hours tomorrow night, but as we look into the rest of the forecast, Friday will be warmer with a high of 50 degrees. Saturday will be cooler with a high of 43 degrees. Jumping to Tuesday, freezing weather creeps into our morning with a high of only 39 degrees. For the next few days ahead, be sure to wear warm clothes because it's going to be colder than we are used to. Anna, Hannah, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Abby. Fitness competitions are gaining popularity among women, but some experts say the health risks could be worse than the benefits women think they're getting. Mary Caldwell has the story.
The gym, a place where fitness buffs spend hours lifting, running, and taking exercise classes. One of these fitness buffs is Mary Kate Schmitt, and for her, the gym is a home away from home. Schmitt is involved in women's fitness competitions, so for her, diet and exercise are not just a part of life, they're her whole life. The meals she prepares consist of
This is just oatmeal and fruit.
Along with a high-protein and low-carb diet. But why does she do it?
It's always fun to have abs all of a sudden. If that's not something that you've always, that's always fun, but for me it's about the competition, I think.
Her workouts are long and strenuous, but this is the lifestyle for people who enter into these competitions. I talked to registered dietitian Joann Daehler-Miller about some of the risk of having a lifestyle like this.
These types of competitions can put those women who are at risk of an eating disorder at greater risk or just trigger the eating disorder for them. And I do see that among both men and women, those who are into the extreme workouts. They will come in and they will make many statements that are reflective of disordered eating.
Miller went on to say that like anything, there is a good and a bad way to go about these competitions. As for Schmitt,
I would rather not do a show than put myself through something unhealthy, so I try to go about it in a really balanced way.
Schmitt said that her competition is in 3 weeks and she plans on competing for as long as possible. This is Mary Caldwell for Daily Iowan TV.
Iowa field hockey is currently ranked 15th in the country and will begin playing in the Big Ten tournament starting Thursday.
That's right, Hannah. We'll now toss things over to Taylor Mathis, standing by in the sports studio to fill us in. Taylor?
That's right, guys. The team may rank 15th in the country, but they're only the 6th seed in the Big Ten tournament conference. Junior Natalie Cafone also earned herself a big award. Cafone was named the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. She is the first Hawkeye to receive this award in nearly 3 decades. Since her high school coach, Joann Daehler-Miller, did back in 1995. Stephanie Norlander joins Cafone on the first team, while teammate Danny Himian earned her second team honors. The team wrapped up their regular season last Saturday with a loss at Maryland, but looks to overcome that in the Big Ten tournament. Taylor Bartz caught up with the team as they prepare for the postseason.
Tomorrow marks the start of Iowa field hockey's journey through the Big Ten tournament. The Hawks have earned the 6th seed and will face the 3rd-seeded Northwestern Wildcats. This opening matchup will be big for the Hawks after losing to the Wildcats during the regular season 3-1. The team is looking at this upcoming tournament as a chance to right some wrongs from their regular season play.
We get to play Northwestern and Michigan the first 2 games if we advance, and those were 2 games that we know we did not play well.
Goalkeeper Alexandra Pecora recorded a career-high number of saves in her last game and says spirits are high going into Thursday's matchup.
Big Ten tournament's like a new season. It's like a start over. We didn't play our best in all of our Big Ten games, and we want redemption, and we want to show the Big Ten that we are a force to be reckoned with, and we are one of the best teams in the Big Ten.
The Hawks have fared well during the end of their regular season, winning 3 of their last 5 games and putting up a total of 12 goals in the process.
I think we're peaking at a good time right before the tournament, so I'm happy with that.
The Hawks have had a lot of success in their previous trips to the tournament, posting an all-time record of 29 and 16 in conference tournament play, the most tournament wins for any Big Ten school. The girls are looking to add to the program's history as they take the field on Thursday.
The vibes are good. I think that we could have a lot of success if we play well, and I think we're going to play well.
Taylor Bartz, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
If the Hawks come out with a victory on Thursday, they'll face either Michigan or Rutgers this Friday. After going 11-21 last season, the Iowa volleyball team looked to rebuild their program. I'll now toss it over to Zach Mackey, who found out what it takes to turn things around.
Thanks, Taylor. In today's society, everyone wants a quick fix, but turning around a program is no easy task. Iowa volleyball coach Bon Szymanski has been given the challenge of leading a team that has struggled in the past. I sat down with Coach Szymanski to see what it takes to turn around a program.
Building process is really rewarding. You get to see something go from the ground up, and then when it's no such thing as it being finished, but when you kind of have this completed structure that you can, is standing and it's strong and it's successful and it's going to last a long time, then you start adding all the finishing touches, and that's about championships and banners and rings and trophies and all that stuff. But it's a really, really rewarding process to go through, and you see the impact that you have on the student athletes' lives and the way that the fan base will embrace what you're doing, and they like being in at the ground level too and watching it go from kind of rags to riches. So that's the whole process that we're in right now.
I think anytime you go anywhere new, there's always change, and I think that's always the biggest adjustment for any program when they get a new coaching staff, is adjusting to the new coaching style, the new philosophies. So I think that's always one of the biggest difficulties anytime there's a new change in the coaching staff.
Well, I think the quickest thing that we can change inside of a program is the belief and philosophy about how we're approaching things, and some of that is systematic, some of it's strategic, some of it's technical, but most of it is just about how we think about what we do every day. And right now our slogan is Great Today.
His passion for the game, his passion for winning and for his players, as well as for his staff. He really looks out for us as his staff and for his players, but his passion for the game and for winning is something that I think leaks into his players and into his staff.
Barber Hawkeye is going to be a place that's going to become special to us as a competitive advantage as our environment keeps increasing to get more home wins.
The Hawks currently on a 2-game win streak for the first time since 2012, and it looks as if Coach Szymanski has the Hawks moving in the right direction.
Thanks for that, Zach. That'll do it for me here in the sports studio, but make sure to tune into tomorrow's show as we preview the 6-2 Hawkeyes football team's upcoming conference contest against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. And we will also catch up with the Iowa wrestling coach Tom Brands and the company at their media day. Hannah and Anna, back to you at the desk.
Make sure to pick up your copy of the Daily Iowan and read tomorrow's headlines.
Read about the homemade pasta baking in Zaza's Pasta Shop and Italian Market.
And find out what's happening next for the Johnson County Courthouse.
That's all for tonight on Daily Iowan TV. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for your latest news.
And always stay updated online at dailyiowan.com. Thanks for joining us.
Have a great night.